From the flicker of a campfire to the shadow of a city gate, humanity's journey began. By the Nile, the Indus, the Yellow River, a simple act repeated, a seed pressed into wet soil. This was the dawn of agriculture. Hands that smelled of mud and grain soon filled baskets, then storehouses. A surplus of food became a surplus of people. And where people gathered, complexity followed. They planned, argued, and built. In clay-walled cities, a new language was born, not of the tongue, but of the stylus. Writing tracked harvests and debts, while law allowed strangers to trust one another. Temples rose to the heavens, and great walls defined the first urban worlds. Then came new metals. Bronze and later iron forged not just sharper tools and stronger armies, but new hierarchies of power. At a frontier forge, the ring of a hammer on steel was the sound of a world expanding, of power centralizing. And as societies grew, so did their questions. In quiet courtyards and bustling agoras, great minds wrestled with the human condition. A Greek voice tested the limits of reason. A Confucian voice spoke of duty and harmony. A Buddhist voice offered a path from suffering. These were ideas that would outlast palaces, traveling with merchants and pilgrims to reshape the very landscape of belief. On a road of cut stone, a stamped coin warms in a traveler's palm. This was the genius of the classical empires, to connect vast and varied peoples with common roads, common currency, and a shared rule of law. The frameworks they built for trade and trust still echo in our modern world, from our legal codes to the very idea of a passport. Then the world began to shrink. Before sunrise in a Lisbon harbor, the air is thick with salt, damp wood, and the scent of distant lands. A ship's hold carries not only cinnamon and cacao, but human cargo. The age of exploration was also an age of exploitation. Across the Atlantic, the great exchange of crops, microbes, wealth, and sorrow redrew the map of the world. As new empires rose on this exchange, new questions challenged old thrones. The Enlightenment asked, who has the right to rule? The answer came in fire and revolution, forging the first nation-states. Soon, a different kind of power was unleashed. Coal and steam drove new machines, and factory smoke remade work, remade cities, remade the planet itself. This industrial energy fed a new age of imperialism, setting rivals on a collision course. The 20th century saw 2 world wars shatter old empires, while decolonization redrew the atlas once more. A Cold War divided the globe with rigid borders, even as trade and technology began to erase them. Movements for human rights demanded a wider circle of inclusion, and now digital networks connect billions of voices in an instant. Today, we feel the echoes of every choice that came before, from the first seed planted in the earth to the fossil fuels that warm our atmosphere. New technologies, from genome editing to artificial intelligence, now test our ethics and our bonds in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. The threads of history are woven into our present. The next turn is ours to decide.